She adopted a tiny puppy, but never expected this. There's a certain thrill that only comes from bringing home a new puppy. The soft fur and puppy dog smell, the little life that depends entirely upon you for its care and needs. It's a huge responsibility, and yet is one of the greatest friendships. There's a huge worldwide debate raging among dog owners at the moment. I'm sure you've heard about the Adopt Don't Shop movement, but in China, owning a dog is nothing like anywhere else in the world. Having a dog as a pet is not something that many families are able to do. That being said, there's a fast-growing trend in China of people wanting to own an animal as a companion, especially children. The smaller breeds of dogs that are able and can live inside are definitely the animal of choice, closely followed by the second worldwide favorite, cats. As families are having more children since the one-child-per-family law was done away with, there are a growing number of homes with pets, too. I mean, kids just naturally love small, fluffy animals. So there's a growing market for animals that are suited to live indoors as well as being suitable family animals. While a lot of people love the sentiment of adopting a shelter dog, giving it a new home and a better life, it does pose a series of risks. What will the dog's temperament be? How big will it grow? Is it going to be active or a couch potato? So to avoid all those unknown traits, Miss Wang went to a pet shop to buy a purebred dog, particularly the Japanese Spitz, which was her dream dog. Miss Wang from China's Shanghai province had known for a very long time that the Japanese Spitz was the dog she wanted and had spoken to as many people as she could who knew of the breed. But it was by happenstance that when a friend mentioned a pet store that specialized in the Japanese Spitz, she decided to act. She walked into the shop, as she had so many other before, and saw the large enclosure that contained just one bored puppy. She knew immediately that it was fate, for this wasn't a dog that was always available. The beautiful white pup was only a few weeks old when she got him, and the price was much lower than she expected it to be, at only $190. She'd seen them advertised for far more than that, but she didn't think much of it since the shop was recommended by a friend. Miss Wang ignored everyone and soon made it known that she adored the little animal and wouldn't let other people talk badly about it, even though some of the comments were true. For one thing, the little animal was not very talkative. A less ideal habit was forming the longer she kept it, too. The potty training was not going as planned at all, and what was worse was that it was always happening while she was asleep. She felt sad that her dog didn't want to spend any time with her when she loved it so much. He was always asleep while she was awake and running amok when she slept. Happy that her pet seemed to be in great health, but filled with questions, she arrived at the vet ready for an ordinary checkup. The other animals around the room reacted to this latest arrival with fear, hiding from sight under chairs or in their carriers and barking incessantly. The pup had just reached 3 months old when Miss Wang herself admitted that he didn't seem to be growing to look like a Japanese Spitz should. Sure, he was gleaming white and his coat was becoming very thick, but that's where the similarities ended. When she arrived at the zoo, the staff were startled that the animal was walking on a lead wearing a designer collar. They were helpful and tried to be gentle, as a staff member told her, based on the size, it's a domesticated fox. It carries a smell in its body, and the smell can get stronger as it grows. She now had a difficult decision to make. Should she keep the animal because she loved it, or should she give it the best chance at having a close to natural life as possible? The zoo staff seemed to think that taking the fox pup home wasn't the wisest choice, and they even gave Miss Wang all the reasons why. The fox would continue to grow up and become less manageable in a small home, as well as start to get that very musky smell that wild creatures have, too. Mrs. Wang thought back to how difficult it had been to actually raise the fox pup and all the small things that now made sense. Miss Wang regularly fed the puppy fruit, chicken breasts, and dog food, but it began rejecting all of the options she offered it when it reached 3 months old, and she'd been struggling to feed him anything for a while now. Even though the pup was a wild animal, having been raised as a domestic dog puppy would not do it any good in the wild. He wouldn't know what to be fearful of, especially humans, and he wasn't scared of them one bit. Miss Wang went to drop off her beautiful white fox at the local zoo and was overjoyed to learn that she'd be able to visit him whenever she missed him. She'd been worried for so long that she couldn't provide her dog with everything he needed, but it turns out that she really did. The zoo would make sure the fox's needs were met, and Miss Wang will probably think twice about getting another dog from some shifty breeder.